Okay, I think I've got Kilo Radio 3 Alpha X-Ray. Very good afternoon or good morning to you, old man. The name this side is Mark. That's Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. And I'm in the southeast of England, about 15 miles southeast of the city of London itself. I'll give you a report on the next over. This is Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie, Foxtrot, listening for Kilo Romeo 3 Alpha X-Ray. Yeah, thanks for the correction there. Kilo Romeo 3 Delta X-Ray. This is Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Fox. Okay, you're thanks for the 5 and 7. You're about a 5 and 5 to me. About a 5 and 5. A little bit of QSB drops you down to about a 4 and 4. A 4 and 4. I'm suffering with high noise floor today on 12 meters. About a Santiago 3 noise floor due to a local lighting situation, but I'm using an IC-7300, about 100 watts output, and the antenna is my 10 meter band 5/8 wave vertical antenna. How do you copy there? KR3DX M0 JCF.
Very good, 100% copy, Mark. No problem at all, but there is some rather deep queen sugar baker. And I also have noise. I don't know if it's a local electrical noise or just a fan noise. There was supposed to be some kind of solar really to interrupt the HF propagation, but I don't think that's happened yet. But anyway, watch output at the moment, which is several wavelengths long on this band, so the pattern is broken into many different lobes, you know. But anyway, it seems to work okay. The terrain is just about probably 30 meters above ground, or close to it anyway, maybe 27 above ground in your direction there, Mark. It's M0 Romeo 3 Delta X-Ray.
Yeah, KR3DX M0 JCF returning. Oh, well, I'm glad that your antenna's pointing in my direction, because my vertical obviously can't point anywhere. But at the moment, it's slightly bent by the wind. And although it's omnidirectional, because of the bend, it's bent towards the east, which means my radiation angle towards the west is a little bit high. So my first hop across the Atlantic is always going to be a bit steeper than I would like. Normally, when it's straight, I visualize that it's got a good takeoff towards the horizon, but not this time. But I know you may well have told me. If you could just give me your name and your QTH again, your name and your QTH. I'm just writing that down in my paper logbook. Apologies for not getting it the first time round. KR3DX M0 JCF. Yeah, Kilo Radio 3 Delta X-Ray. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot returning. Dennis, I got all of that. Luckily, just above my noise floor, I've got you near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and close to Ohio. And then you also mentioned Virginia as well. I haven't got a computer in front of me at the moment, so like yourself, I can't check anything. And I like to put everything in the paper logbook, and then normally I'll log it in QRZ, and I just do a basic log in QRZ, and maybe sometimes I add some notes, but you know, it's always good to have the paper logbook, and I can always refer back at a later date. Yeah, I'm a bit old school like that. I've kept a paper logbook ever since the early 70s when I was a shortwave listener and a radio builder, and I used to keep a paper logbook, and I used to keep it in the same vein that an amateur would, you know, except I used to use the SINPO codes, the Sierra India November Papa Oscar code, especially for Broadcast DX. You know, that was one of my favourite hobbies and pastimes as a young man. But glad to have got you in the logbook today. I say a little bit of a difficult QSO, and I'm pleased that I fired up the IC-7300 just the last few days. In fact, the last few weeks, I've been using older radios, older tube radios, and I've also been using a Fox Tango 757 Golf X-Ray. But when the noise comes up after 4 p.m. at my location with the local LED lights noise, I have to use this radio sometimes just so I can use the filters and get out some of the noise. Otherwise, I maybe would never have logged you today. But I'll give you the Whiskey X-Ray if you're interested. I'm sure you've got snow and ice there, but today we had blue skies. We had 12 degrees centigrade, which is about low to mid 50s Fahrenheit. And we've had a light wind, but no rain or anything, just plenty of blue skies today. Allowed me to do some gardening this morning, which, although isn't a hobby, it's a nice pastime. So back to you there, Dennis. KR3 DX M0 JCF.
Very good, Mark. KR3DX returning, and yes, I remember the info. I do remember that. Unfortunately, shortwave listening days. I became a shortwave listener back in 1962 when I was about 12 years old. And of course, very interesting on the shortwave broadcast back then, you know, with the Cold War and oh boy, some interesting stuff on shortwave broadcast. And of course, I also discovered ham radio back then. I did listen a lot, and someday, you know, I'd like to do that. It took me quite a while, but here I became licensed in 1978. I did not until 1986. So still quite a long time. And enjoy every minute of it, you know. My only regret is that I didn't do it sooner, you know. So very good. Yeah, we're finally a couple degrees above freezing today. It's raining. It's a very cloudy, overcast. But melting away. We've had several centimeters of snow on the ground for at least a month. So yesterday and today we're virtually all melted and dissolved away there with the rain. About 10 degrees, 12 degrees today and tomorrow for high temperatures, and then back down to more normal seasonal temperatures for the end of January, you know. So very good, Mark. That's about it here. Back over to M0 JCF from Kilo Radio 3 Delta X-Ray.
KR3DX M0 JCF returning. All copied, Dennis. All copied very nicely. I say peaking 5 and 5 still, way above my Santiago 3 noise floor. And I'm using IF filters. I've just narrowed the filter down slightly to make you clearer. And then the noise reduction, you know, the digital noise reduction on this radio. I find it's really, really good. I really like it. A part of me doesn't like modern radios, you know, with all the bells and whistles. I think it sort of, for me, it takes the old school fun away from amateur radio, but it's also a necessary evil. I'm sure that some of the old radios that I've got, some of the old tube radios, you know, they're okay on 40 meters, 80 meters, etc., but they really struggle with any sort of noise on the higher bands. But you know, it's a labour of love sometimes. But you was licensed actually a year before. No, sorry, you was started shortwave listening a year before I was even born, Dennis. I was born in 1963, but I failed my radio amateurs examination in 1978. I was still at school, and of course, I treated it with the what you would expect from a schoolboy. I lost the plot and threw my toys out of the car and decided to be a pirate for many years after that. But you know, life carried on, and I got my 3 licenses: the foundation, the intermediate, and then my full license, which is equivalent to your tech, general and extra. I got those between 2017 and 2019. So you know, I was well equipped to pass those exams through my, you know, like the jobs that I'd done over 40 odd years. So yeah, I was late getting my license, but I wasn't late as an operator. And like you, I missed the old broadcast days, you know, broadcast shortwave listening. I used to do a lot of medium wave and shortwave listening. I used to really like listening to East Coast broadcast stations on the medium waves, on the AM band. Back in the 70s, and always a thrill to get to hear those stations. And of course, shortwave listening, well, you know, as you said, the Cold War was in full flow in the 70s for me. And it was good because the East European stations especially would send you a QSL card, but also a big stack of magazines about their glorious collective farms and glorious tractor factories and how they were winning the world over. But they were great fun to read. And of course, back then, I didn't really know a lot of difference politically. So, you know, it was just a thrill to get those magazines and to read them. And of course, you know, the world changed and everyone's now on the internet. So you don't get so much of this. I think it's only us hams keeping the shortwaves alive. That and Radio China International. Back to you, KR3DX M0 JCF. He's right, it is difficult. Yeah, KR3DXM0JCF. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Dennis. I think the band is closing now. We're coming towards local sunset anyway. In fact, I think we are at local sunset. We're now at dusk or twilight. So the sun has already gone below the horizon. And as I say, the band will start to close now, apart from those that are using multi-kilowatts and big beams. And I can't always compete with that. You know, I'm okay when I'm CQing and they come to me, but CQing and you know, like, you can be doing it for a long time. But it was an absolute pleasure to speak to you. I won't hold you up any longer. You were dropping towards a 3 and 3 to me, a 3 and 3. I was probably missing every third or fourth word, but you know, it wasn't impossible. It was just not a normal conversation. It was becoming, you know, I had to listen to every single word. So Dennis, I wish you very best 73 to you and the family. I'm glad that the thaw is setting in now, and hopefully spring is on its way. I'm always on 12 and 10 meters, mainly 12 meters. So if you do hear me again, come and say hello, and we'll carry on where we've left off. And hopefully the propagation will get better before we get to the summer, and then high band propagation sort of disappears to the USA. All the very best again, and 73, take care and thanks. It was a great pleasure to speak to you. I'll hand you over for that final KR3DXM0JCF, listening intently. '73, Dennis, take care, and good luck with the thaw. QRZ, this is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, southeast of England. Nothing is heard. CQ, CQ, CQDX, 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 CQDX on 12. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, calling DX on 12.